Our volunteers do such things as currently they are removing honeysuckle from the Arboretum woods using shovels and hand pulling. We have others who are working removing material that's cut by chainsaw, and then we have others who are volunteers who can actually put herbicide on the cut stumps even though they can't operate the chainsaw. Other things that we've done is we have grown seedlings for prairie plants in the campus greenhouses. We transplant them to several locations such as Burrow Hall for woodland wildflowers and the Florida Orchard Prairie and the Arboretum. Well, we basically look for people who are interested in doing something to help the habitat restoration locally. We also do some things out at Allerton Park, for example. So in many situations, the volunteers we get are people who signed up for Red Bison or Students for Environmental Concerns, which are both campus conservation-oriented organizations. And sometimes when we're working, like if we're working on the quad, students passing by, if they look very interested in what we're doing, we'll stop them and ask them if they want to sign up to volunteer, and surprisingly a large number do that, as well as a couple faculty members. We also have volunteers from the Master Naturalist program. Those are largely citizens from the city here, and a number of faculty volunteers. That's really difficult in this era of multiple communications. We do a lot of communicating via email, obviously, and some by text and some by phone. It gets rather complicated at times because, unlike a lot of organizations, we don't really have a regular time and place to be. A lot of what we do depends on the weather and what needs to be done at one of our sites at any given moment. So sometimes we're out at the Arboretum Woods, other times we're over by the main quad doing something. So we can send an email out, and we will often send an email like 50 people, and we're happy if 10 of them show up. So we tell people, we understand you're busy a lot of the time, and when we need help, we'll let people know, and if you can show up, fine. If you don't, the world won't end. For what we do, it's been effective. Well, we have a lot of encouragement, if you will. I am an adjunct professor, so a lot of several a semester who work with us sign up for a 294 arrange class, and they can get some class credit for some of the things they're doing. When the ones doing that, they learn a broader range of activities than the ones who just show up once or twice. We also try to get our people interviewed by the newspaper. We had 2 students last year interviewed by Channel 3 for the Prairie. Somebody else was interviewed by the News Gazette once. And we do things of that nature. We take a lot of pictures, and we try to get people who are really interested, we try to get their pictures in some of the posters and promotional material that we do. And we also have pictures of people actually engaged in doing things that they can put on their LinkedIn page, they can use with their resume, they can put them up on Facebook and illustrate for people, prospective employers, some of the things they did. Like some of our people have as many as 8 different pictures of them doing different things, everything from greenhouse work to taking sediment samples in a lake, that is on their LinkedIn page. So that's helpful. We're also able, through the Extension Forester, Jay Hayek holds classes in basic chainsaw for our volunteers who want to learn chainsaw, and then they can actually get field experience. If they're going into natural resources type work, it's a good thing to know about chainsaw. They can also get the basic herbicide training to learn how to do the most common herbiciding on invasive plants, which is a very useful thing when they go to try and get a summer job at a local park district or something. Some of them get the official statewide Illinois Department of Agriculture certification. So we make as many opportunities available as possible. We also give recommendations for other professors looking for workers. We get a pretty good feel for who's a good worker when it's 90 degrees on a summer day and people are out there, or it's kind of drizzly and cold in the middle of February and you're scattering seeds. The people who stick that out have a pretty good work ethic, and we pass that on to other people who are looking to hire people. We don't really have any kind of formal dinner. A lot of the people are working with other organizations that do. Another thing that we do, I have access through several things, but primarily the Student Sustainability Committee, of some funds to do campus restoration for native plants. And the SSC has been a big supporter of that for the last 5 years. So with those funds, we're able to buy plants, but more importantly, we can hire some student hourly help. So they can get a few hours a week of paid work during the semester, and some of them work as much as 20 or 30 hours a week during the summer. So we have the advantage of being able to look at our volunteer groups and see which students seem most interested and engaged in doing this type of work, and then we can hire them for whatever amount of time we have the money for and the weather's right.